The Miami County prosecutor is asking the court to dismiss 5 charges against Kegan Kline. He's the man who admitted to creating the fake Anthony Shots profile online. He's been in the Miami County jail for more than 2 years, waiting to go on trial for 30 counts of possession of child porn and exploitation to obstruction of justice. Investigators said the person behind the Anthony Shots account was one of the last to communicate with Libby German before her death.
Prosecutors want to drop some of the child porn charges against Kegan Kline. He's the man police say collected sexual videos and images of underage girls using the Anthony Shots social media profile. The profile connected to the DELPHI.
About 2 months before Kegan Kline is set to go on trial, prosecutors want to drop some, but not all, of the charges against him. Prosecutors filed the request late Wednesday, looking to drop 5 specific counts in the case against Kegan Kline. In the court filing, the prosecutor says there was not enough evidence to prove those counts beyond a reasonable doubt. But the prosecutor did not explain why. The Murder Sheet podcast creators Anya Kane and Kevin Greenlee have been following the case closely.
When you have a high-profile case with many charges, the prosecutor is only going to bring the strongest to the forefront. I mean, it's sort of like gardening. You prune the weak branches so that the tree can be healthy and strong.
And in this case in particular, when you're dealing with child sexual abuse materials charges, it's very important that the prosecutor be able to prove that the person in the images is in fact underage.
Greenlee says in some cases there may be no evidence that the person in the picture is underage.
If you haven't identified that person, you don't have a birth certificate for that person, you have to rely on the testimony of a doctor. And oftentimes a doctor will tell you, I'm not able to conclusively state that this person is underage, and then those charges have to be dropped.
We've been expecting, possibly some charges to be dropped just because of the nature of these kinds of cases and talking to experts who are familiar with them. So I would say that we don't read too much into it, and we would encourage everyone not to read too much into it.
There's been a lot of activity on this today. Kegan Kline, they had 5, the prosecutor dropped or dismissed 5.
I did see that this morning.
Is there any correlation between those charges being dropped and the search that was performed in the Wabash River?
No, absolutely not.
Has he?
I think he was charged with 30 counts. They've dropped 5, he still has 25, so it's important you report that too.
Right.
The case has not been dropped against Kegan Kline.
I asked Superintendent Carter if Kline had been cooperative, and he declined to discuss Kline any further. Now a new judge must decide whether to unseal the probable cause for Richard Allen.
Court documents revealed by the Murder Sheet podcast that perhaps Kline recently went on a road trip with Indiana State troopers.
Court records unsealed this week showed that the prosecutor's office and Kline's attorney agreed for Indiana State Police to take temporary custody of Kline outside the jail. The judge granted that request Friday. We don't know why investigators wanted to meet with Kline or where they took him and what he may have told them or showed them.
Seems like a reasonable assumption would be that Kegan Kline made some sort of arrangement with representatives of the Indiana State Police to help provide some information about where some significant piece of evidence could be found.
Any correlation between those charges being dropped and the search that was performed in the Wabash River?
No, absolutely not.
I asked Carter about the search of the Wabash River and if it was related to Kegan Kline and a deal that he may have made with prosecutors. Carter said that all that information will come out in the probable cause. And I also asked him, will the probable cause answer all of our questions? And he said it will not. But he did say that we, the state police, have arrested Richard Allen, and they are still searching for anybody else that may be involved in this case.
Probable cause, I suspect, is going to answer a lot of questions that I have here and that we talked about on Monday. Will it answer all of our questions? Or is there still...
Remember, this case is 2,100 days old, almost. And the facts in their totality will come out at trial. And not until then. I can appreciate the desire for our citizens to have these questions answered. And my response to that is it will come. It will come. But if any of us said something that would be detrimental to the criminal prosecution of the person or persons that killed Abby and Libby, and I was responsible, you should hold me accountable too.